3 days ago, on January 24th, 2023, former third baseman Scott Rolen was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. In my opinion, a well-deserving nomination. Rolen's attributes include over 2,000 hits, over 300 home runs, over 70 WAR, and a lifetime slash line of .281 with a .364 on base and .490 slugging for an .855 OPS and 122 adjusted OPS across over 2,000 games played. He's one of the greatest defensive third basemen ever to play the game and will be enshrined forever in Cooperstown. What you may not know is that his long 17-year Hall of Fame career was jump-started by an injury, and not in the way you're thinking. You may be thinking of a scenario similar to that of Kurt Warner from the NFL, where the starter gets injured and the backup needs to take over. The backup then proves he's just as good, if not better than the starter, and that emergency substitution turns into a long Hall of Fame career. A career that only came from the opportunity to play due to an injury to somebody else. That scenario is not what I'm referring to. The player who got injured in the first place was Rolen himself. Rolen sustained an injury in his first season in Major League Baseball that turned out to be a blessing in disguise for him. An injury that turned an otherwise great season into a memorable one. The year is 1996 and the Philadelphia Phillies were, to say the least, not good. After a decent start to the season where the team was hovering at 500 entering June, Philadelphia went into freefall, going 4-19 at one point in the month of June and a separate 2-14 stretch in July after the All-Star break. They went from a 28-28 record on June 4th to 20 games under 500 by the trade deadline. On the verge of a third consecutive below 500 finish following a World Series appearance in 1993, the Phillies front office decided to sell and trade multiple players, most notably Terry Mulholland, Pete Incaviglia, and Todd Zeile. Seeing how they were going nowhere that season, following the trade deadline, the ball club called up its top prospect, Scott Rolen. Rolen was a second-round pick from the 1993 MLB draft and had risen through the Phillies farm system quickly ever since he debuted for the team. He put up two similarly great seasons in 1994 and 1995, playing in Class A ball in 94 and reaching Double A in 95. In 1996, he got off to a hot start in Double A, posting an OPS over 1,000 before eventually finding himself in Triple A. He fared well in Triple A prior to his eventual call-up on August 1st of that year. Rolen started 1996 in Double A and 4 months later was in the major leagues. Not bad. He was the number 27 MLB prospect entering 1996, so naturally, it appeared the Phillies wanted to see what he was capable of at the major league level with only 2 months left to play. Despite there being 2 months left in the season, the Phillies were all but eliminated at this point from postseason contention, so why not see what your top prospect could accomplish? As writer Paul Hagen wrote in the Philadelphia Daily News, Rolen was expected to slot right into the starting lineup at third base. Rolen fared alright upon his debut, slashing .254 with a .322 on base and .400 slugging for a .722 OPS and 91 adjusted OPS. Not notable numbers by any means, and if anything below average, but that shouldn't be of any concern as Rolen had limited playing time. He only appeared in 37 games for the Phillies in 96 and was penciled in as the everyday third baseman moving forward. However, what you might not realize is, Rolen was supposed to play in more than 37 games. His season ended prematurely. On September 7th, the Philadelphia Phillies were set to host the Chicago Cubs. Rolen came to bat in the first inning and struck out swinging. In his second plate appearance of the game in the bottom of the third inning, Cubs star Steve Trashel hit Rolen with a pitch. While Rolen stayed in the game initially, he would be taken out mid-inning in the top of the fourth due to injury, for that hit by a pitch broke Rolen's right arm. That arm injury would cause him to miss the rest of the season, and so Philadelphia's prized third baseman's rookie season came to an anticlimactic end. Except that hit by pitch sparked Rolen's career. You see, Rolen's first at-bat of the game was his 130th of the season, but his second time at the plate did not register an at-bat as hit by pitches do not count towards at-bat totals, only plate appearance totals. As per the official MLB.com website, an official at-bat comes when a batter reaches base via a fielder's choice, hit, or error, or when a batter is put out on a non-sacrifice. Whereas a plate appearance refers to each completed turn batting regardless of their result. While all turns batting count towards plate appearances, not all count towards at-bats, as situations like walks, sacrifices, and hit by pitches do not count towards them. Since Rolen was hit by a pitch, his at-bat total stayed at 130, and due to him missing the rest of the season with the injury, his final season total at-bats stayed at 130. Why is that significant though? Well, according to official MLB rules, a player will exceed his rookie status when he A. spends more than 45 total days on the active roster, B. pitches at more than 50 innings, or C. exceeds 130 at-bats. Because Rolen did not exceed 130 at-bats, he was technically rookie eligible for the 1997 season, albeit just barely. Had Rolen, say, recorded a hit or out in that second plate appearance of that September 7th game, then received a season-ending injury, he would have not been rookie eligible for 1997. Rolen was planning to receive more at-bats for the remainder of the season, but alas, did not. So what though? Why does it matter that Rolen was still rookie eligible for 1997? That matters because, naturally, a player needs a rookie status to be eligible for the Rookie of the Year award. Did Rolen win the 1997 Rookie of the Year award? Yes! That year, he played in all but 6 games, slashing .283 with a .377 on base and .469 slugging for an .846 OPS and 121 adjusted OPS. He slugged 21 home runs, drove in 92 RBIs, and stole 16 bases, all while playing excellent defense. He was also worth 4.5 WAR. Out of 144 qualified hitters in 1997, Rolen's 4.5 WAR ranked 31st, and he deservingly took home all 28 possible first place votes in the award voting. He was the first Philly to take home the award in almost 35 years, and it wasn't even close. Rolen was made aware of his 130 at-bat distinction after receiving the award and commented saying he had to call Trashall to thank him. An insignificant hit by pitch at the time turned into one of the greatest rookie seasons by a third baseman ever. However, let's say Rolen had not gotten injured and played the rest of the 1996 season and was not eligible to win Rookie of the Year award in 97. Would that have mattered in the long run? If Rolen kept the exact same stats, I'm certain he would have still been elected into the Hall of Fame. The Rookie of the Year award is a nice accolade to add to his long list of accomplishments. However, part of the game of baseball is mental. Rolen winning the award jump-started his career and gave himself notoriety. I'd like to think winning that award gave him a sense of pride and confidence that he used to translate into success on the field. Sure, maybe it wouldn't have mattered in the long run, but maybe it did after all. Scott Rolen would go on to have 7,398 at-bats in his career, but not having one more may have been the biggest one of them all.